සමාජයේ අද යම් තැනක මම ඉන්නවා නම් ඒ නිවුස් ෆස්ට් ප්‍රවෘත්ති අංශ නිසා කියලා මම බොහොම ගෞරවයෙන් කියනවා. කතා කරන ගොඩක් දේවල් තියෙනවා. නමුත් වචනේ නැහැ. ඇත්තටම නිවුස් ෆස්ට් අයදරට ගොඩක් ස්තුතියි. හැම දිනකටම ස්තුතියි.
But those were the heartfelt sentiments of a citizen journalist who won a coveted Newsfirst U-Report Eagle Award today. We have more from the 50th Newsfirst U-Report conference coming up on the news. A very good evening and welcome to Newsfirst Weekend. I'm Arundhati Lanka. Let's start off with a look at your headlines for this evening.
Problems faced by all sections of the populace will be resolved, a guarantee from the President. Dhamma school student run over at a pedestrian crossing in Suryawava. Will fuel prices reduce?
ඒ අවශ්‍ය කරන ප්‍රතිපත්තිය මම මගේ අමාත්‍යාංශයෙන් සකස් කළා කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයට ඉදිරිපත් කරලා තියෙනවා.
Snowmageddon, blizzard blankets the eastern United States.
Addressing the gathering during a visit to Pudukkottai this morning, President Maithripala Sirisena said he remains committed to solving problems faced by all sections of the population.
A new garment factory was declared open this morning in the Pudukkottai area under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. Following the opening ceremony, the President met with youth in the area and inquired into the problems they face. When Jawaharlal Nehru became the Prime Minister of India, there were 600 million people in India. Later, a political leader asked Nehru whether he had solved a majority of the issues faced by India, since he has been the leader of the country for a long time. Jawaharlal Nehru gave a fine answer to this question. I believe that the answer he gave then is valid for me as well. Nehru said that when he became Prime Minister, there were 600 million people in the country, so he has to solve 600 million problems. Therefore, I too believe that as President, I need to solve 21 million problems. When I was touring this factory, I spoke to the young people who work here. I asked them about their problems. One of the problems that they mentioned was that they could not find their loved ones who went missing during the time of the war, and for me to help find them. Some wanted the release of their family members who are in prisons following the war. I must tell you that all these problems are now in my mind, and I assure you that I will solve them. I see that the drug menace is fast spreading in the northern areas compared to other areas in the country. Drugs are worse than weapons. Therefore, I ask all of you to refrain from using drugs.
ඒ නිසා මත්ද්‍රව්‍ය භාවිතය සෑම කෙනෙකුටම අත්හරින්න කියලා ඔබ සමාජයේ ඉන්න හැම කෙනෙකුගේම ඉල්ලීමක් කරන්න.
The parents of Shivaraja Janevan, who was in prison for an assassination attempt on the life of Maithripala Sirisena and was later released on a presidential pardon, also met with the President at this occasion and expressed their gratitude.
A 9-year-old Dhamma school student was run over by a tipper truck on a pedestrian crossing in Suryawava, Hambantota today.
I was in the front of the bus. The driver of the bus put his hand out, the signal lights were on, and there was also a yellow crossing. The truck ran over the child and the driver did not even horn or apply the brakes. The driver of the bus put his hand out to stop the truck so the child can cross the road. Now he says that he will pay compensation and for us to leave. Will the parents get their child back when they pay the compensation? Today one person and tomorrow another. Are they blind? Can't they apply the brakes?
The victim of the fatal collision was a 9-year-old boy living in Suryawava. The boy had been run over by the tipper truck after he had disembarked from a bus and was crossing the road to return home after Dhamma school today. The driver of the tipper truck has been arrested.
Minister of Petroleum Resources Development Chandima Virakodi says that the ministry is taking steps to reduce petrol and diesel prices. The minister expressed these views at an event held in Badigama today.
Oil prices slipped to $26.19 on Thursday, the lowest figure since 2003.
The global price of fuel as at present is the lowest price recorded for the last 12 years. However, we should not forget that a price reduction for fuel, which was not given in any other country, was given to the people of Sri Lanka. The fuel prices were reduced twice in the year 2014. At a time when world market fuel prices were high, steps were taken to bear the loss and provide fuel for the people at low rates before 2014. This caused a major burden of debt and a loss at the Petroleum Corporation.
කනිජතේ සංස්ථාවට දැවන්ත පාඩුවක් ණය බරක් ඇති වෙලා තියෙනවා.
However, by the end of the week, oil prices unexpectedly rose to $32.07 a barrel.
අද වෙදා හරින්නේ ඔක්තෝබර් මාසයේ පමණ ඇනවුම් කරපු කනිජ තෙල්.
What we are distributing now are stocks of fuel that have been ordered in the month of October. In addition, there should be a policy to provide this concession to the people. The policy has been drafted by my ministry and has been presented to the Cabinet of Ministers. I believe that the Cabinet will take their decision after considering the recommendations of the Ministry of Finance as well. I spoke with the Iranian ambassador and he agreed to continue the discussions that were carried out to look into the possibility of providing fuel at a concessionary rate. Therefore, we hope that we will be able to provide the concessions to the people in the future.
සහන ලබා දෙන්නට ඉදිරියේදී හැකියාව ලැබේ.
Paddy fields in major rice-growing districts have reportedly wilted away due to a shortage of fertilizer. It has been reported that although the Agriculture Ministry has ordered that fertilizer stocks be issued to the market, these stocks are yet to reach the marketplace.
Newsfirst cameras captured this footage of thousands of acres of paddy fields which have wilted away due to the lack of fertilizer. Farmers say that fertilizer not being available on time could be cited as the reason for this. Attending an event in Dambulla, State Minister of Agriculture Vasant Aluwiyare stated that the issue has arisen as a result of a circular that was issued by the Fertilizer Secretariat.
The Secretariat has issued a circular which contains the criteria to apply. If you take a look at that list, you will not be able to obtain the fertilizer and you will not be able to cultivate and harvest. We have to create a new system for this in the future. So I thought of cancelling the circular and to distribute fertilizer based on the old system. By now, fertilizer is being distributed. All the storage facilities have been instructed to release the fertilizer. The minister has instructed the 2 government storage facilities to release the fertilizer as soon as possible.
Welcome back to the news. The Government Medical Officers Association convened a media briefing today to explain the situation that has arisen with regard to alleged kidney trafficking.
The Sri Lankan media broadcast stories on the alleged kidney racket that is taking place in the country based on a news report in the Indian media. The names of 6 doctors were published on that news item. As it was reported on the news item, one of them was a member of the Government Medical Officers Association. The association made an inquiry into that individual. Subsequent to investigations, it was revealed that one of the doctors was a member of the Government Medical Officers Association. It has been revealed so far that out of the 20,000 members, only 1 member has been involved. However, has it been proven that any wrongdoing has taken place? If so, the perpetrators have not been identified. What India wanted was to stop the Indian patients coming to Sri Lanka. They have accomplished that, even if it is temporary.
ඉන්දියාවට ඕන කරේ ඉන්දියාවෙන් රෝගීන් ලංකාවට එන එක නවත්ත ගන්න ඒක ඒගොල්ලෝ කරගත්තා. తాවකාලිකව හරි.
දත්තවතුමල්ලා ආරක්ෂාකාරී පියවර ගන්න ඕනේ කරන විට කලින් අවස්ථාවේදී
යම්කිසි වරදක් කරලා තියෙනවා.
If there has been any wrongdoing, conduct an investigation and reveal the truth to the country. We will not interrupt the investigations. If you want any assistance for the investigations, we will provide it for you. If it is proven that any one of our members have committed wrong, we will give the maximum punishment.
Meanwhile, a 5-member committee was appointed yesterday on the instructions of Health Minister Rajitha Sinaratne to expedite investigations into alleged kidney trafficking. The All Ceylon Probation Officers Association has made a shocking revelation that the state only allocates 20 rupees each per day for children living in some children's homes. There are currently 414 registered children's homes in the country. These homes house 14,179 children. The All Ceylon Probation Officers Association stated at a media briefing that took place in Polonnaru yesterday that there are only 280 probation officers to care for these children.
Most of the children's home do not have adequate staff. The existing staff lack qualifications to ensure the development of these children and their wages are very low. Children rarely get the opportunity to enter good schools. It is possible that due to the lack of love and care at these children's homes, children who leave these places in the future could turn to social vices.
සමාජ විරෝධී ක්‍රියාවලට නැඹුරු වෙන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා.
More than half the amount of children in children's homes have lost either their mother or father. The Probation Officers Association states that 18% of these children have lost both parents. Incidentally, the majority of the children housed in children's homes are girls.
Although we help in the maintenance of children's homes, we do not recommend the formation of such homes. Children's homes should be discouraged in Sri Lanka. These homes are not the right choice to house children.
The All Ceylon Probation Officers Association states that the contribution of ministers and officials for the maintenance of these children's homes is deplorable.
We are not the Coconut or Cashew Corporation. Children cannot be treated that way. We do not have the same resources. We are ready to build this mechanism. We convened this media briefing and wanted to create awareness among the officials because no one is willing to listen to us. In some provincial councils, only 20 rupees was allocated for a day for the expenses of a child. It is the same case in some provinces even today.
The association also points out that if this situation is not corrected, children residing in these homes cannot be prevented from turning to illegal activity. We are very concerned about our job this year. We have been given 100 million out of the budget this year in order to strengthen the Child Protection Authority. We recommend that the knowledge and technical skills of our staff be developed with the use of the finances allocated for us to convey the messages of the importance of child protection through the media and strengthen the society. We are doing all of this with one goal, and that is to strengthen child protection in the country. Western Provincial Councillor Cecil Kindelpity expressed his views on the importance of creating professionals through education while attending the Past Pupils Forum of the Sedawata Sri Siddhartha Mahavidyalaya. Cecil Kindelpity also examined the sports ground at the school and inquired into shortcomings.
Professional education should start from the school. Our children are not aware of what will happen in the future. We learn through mistakes and now you're all in good positions. Our children are in good positions. I will promise today that if there is any child who is willing to start on his or her professional career and require any equipment, I will help them to obtain those using my decentralized funds.
Speaking at an event held in Lulugamvehera today, Minister Sajith Premadasa elaborated on the new political culture established by the Government of Good Governance. Minister of Housing and Construction Sajith Premadasa presided at the opening of a drinking water scheme in Lulugamvehera today.
The era where our leaders used to live in mansions and eat and drink at five-star hotels is over. The joint opposition screamed through their many stages and platforms, even using coarse language and tarnish people's patriotism, and they still can't get a collective or positive response. Our President and Prime Minister don't cheat. They don't take commissions or bribes, nor do they live off others.
හොරා කන්නේ නැහැ, ගසා කන්නේ නැහැ, කොමිස් ගහන්නේ නැහැ, පගා ගහන්නේ නැහැ. එතුමන්ලා දෙපළගේ නායකත්වයෙන් පගා ගහපු යුගයට නැවතීමේ ලකුණු තබලා තිබෙනවා.
It has been 6 months since the term of 312 of the 335 local government bodies came to an end and were brought under the administration of commissioners. Tonight on our special segment Before the Ballot, we look at the thoughts of local government representatives on this matter.
The UNP brought about an argument that the previous regime only brought in amendments that are favourable to their government with the aim of defeating the UNP. This is why the President insisted on a collection of proposals, both positive and negative, about this electorate voting system. We believe that the proposed electorate system is 100% good. In this journey with the good governance government, we all work together. Therefore, as per the decision taken by our leaders, measures will be taken to hold the local government elections. The people did not ask for a change in the electoral system. What they wanted was to elect their representatives and allow the smooth functioning of the Pradesh Sabha, which affects their day-to-day activity. This discussion on changing the electoral system is merely to cover up issues within the government. Local government bodies were dissolved on the 15th of May. An election must be announced within 45 days. But nothing has happened. It will take another 8 months to hold this election. Then it will take about 1.5 years to complete the election. If such a long time is taken to hold the election, the people will soon forget us. I request from the President and the Prime Minister to hold this election before April in order to support the people of the village and give the people what they need.
Footage of a thief who was attempting to rob a government bank in the Abampal area in Kurunagala was captured on the bank's CCTV camera network. Now, the thief had entered the premises through a window after disabling the security alarm system. The thief had fled when the police entered the premises while he was trying to open the safe. In sports news, Sri Lanka Army upstaged Tamil Union Cricket Club today to win the final of the Inter-Club T20 tournament. Batting first at R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo, Tamil Union CC posted a total of 164 for the loss of 9 wickets, with TM Dilshan scoring 85 runs off 57 deliveries. Sri Lanka Army's left-arm spinner Janak Sampath ended with figures of 4 for 24 facing a tall order. Sri Lanka Army succeeded in clinching a 5-wicket victory with 18 deliveries to spare. Asela Gunaratne top scored with an unbeaten 65 of 43 deliveries. Sekuge Prasanna blasted 4 sixers of 10 deliveries to score 28 runs. Taking a look at another one of our local stories, speaking in Tangol today, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa criticized political statements made by certain individuals.
The former president made these remarks at an event held last evening at the Gurugodalla Purana Vihare in Uswawa, Tangol. I listen and sometimes think to myself whether these individuals who are talking are political leaders. There are roads and there are bridges on these roads. There are birds on the bridges. Paddy is being dried on the roads. When we constructed a port and an airport, we did not think of today. We looked several years into the future. Now, paddy has been brought into the airport. The paddy is bought at 50 and is sold at 32. To whom is the paddy sold? It is sold to a beer company. Who does this and for whose wishes? I say that the government needs to focus more attention on these matters.
Have we forgotten?
The Southern Expressway was declared open on the 27th of November 2011. The expressway was constructed with the assistance of the Japan International Cooperation Fund, the Asian Development Bank, the Japan International Cooperation Agency and Exim Bank in China. It was stated that the total cost of the project was 77 billion rupees, and this was a topic of discussion in the political arena.
They created the mirage of development. Loans were obtained from Chinese banks and expressways were constructed. A loan was taken from a Japanese bank and a building was constructed. Even a shopkeeper in the village can build a bridge with a loan from China. A large amount of money was used for the construction of roads and expressways. There was financial fraud. There were commissions being given. Racketeers were also involved. Work was provided to family and friends without following any proper tender procedure. Expressways are constructed.
The 50th Newsfirst U-Report conference was held in Kaluthara today. The network of U-Reporters, which grew astronomically in a short time, now numbers more than 20,000 citizen journalists.
Newsfirst U-Report, Eagle Awards.
The 50th Newsfirst U-Report conference marked a major milestone in the grandest endeavour undertaken to spread citizen journalism across Sri Lanka. U-Reporters from the Western Province attended the conference held at the auditorium of the Kaluthara District Secretariat today. These citizen journalists who turned their cameras to cover the issues facing their communities were felicitated at the conference held under the auspices of representatives of the management of Newsfirst.
Politicians will act according to their whim and fancy, but who will give leadership to the people? It is the people themselves. When you become you reporters, we see you as leaders. It does not matter to us whether you are Sinhalese, Tamil, Muslim or Burgher. Our chairman, Mr. Raj Rajamahendran, is a leader with immense experience. The people who are now leaders of all the companies in the Capital Maharaja organization started small. So if such an organization can ascend to such heights with this leadership, imagine how far Sri Lanka can go. Ponder on this. Why did the Greeks and Romans seek out Sri Lanka in the 4th and 5th centuries BC? This was the recognition Sri Lanka had internationally in that era. What has happened today? Today we have been made to go to other countries and ask for various things like beggars. People do not come to our country. This has been caused by a vacuum in leadership. This leadership is in your hands. We are in the information era now. There's nothing that information cannot do. Who appoints presidents? Information. Who topples governments? Information. This is the leadership that Mr. Shevan Daniel was talking about. Why did we choose the eagle as the symbol for this award? The eagle observes everything attentively until it picks its target. It goes to its target at the right time in the right way. So the U reporter is also like an eagle. Director of English News at Newsfirst, Shamir Rasuldin, and Assistant Manager Sirasa FM News Uday Wanyarachi also spoke at the event.
You all have the capacity to be heroes. With enthusiasm and commitment, you can go beyond becoming a U reporter or a provincial correspondent and become a member of the Newsfirst staff.
Newsfirst U Report Eagle Awards were presented today to the best citizen journalists in the Western Province. MZ Shah Jahan, Sampath Samira and Manoj Edrisinghe were nominated from the Gampaha district. Rajina Samadit, Janaka Gomes and Sampath Randeniya were nominated from the Colombo district. Anil Pradeep, Chaminda Fernando and Janaka Sampath were nominated from the Kalutara district.
සහතික පත්‍රදානයට එකතු වුණු ගම්පහ දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ හොඳම යූ රිපෝටර්වරයා ලෙස ඊගල් සම්මානය ලබන්නේ MZ ෂාජහාන්. කොළඹ දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ හොඳම යූ රිපෝටර්වරයා රනිජ සමාදේ. කළුතර දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ Newsfirst මේ 50 වෙනි වාර්තාගත සමුළුවේදී හොඳම යූ රිපෝටර්වරයා ලෙස සම්මාන ලබන්නේ අනිල් ප්‍රදීප්. දැන් යූ රිපෝටර් වුණාට පස්සේ
After I became a U reporter, when I go somewhere with a camera and they say that the U reporter Shah Jahan has come, I feel very proud. I have become a leader in the village. One day a person called me from Negombo and informed me of a pipeline that has been broken for 3 years. I went and covered the story and it was telecast on the news. The backhoe trucks came and repaired it. I went and asked them what they were repairing. They said it was on the Sirasa News, so the officials wanted them to repair it quickly. I felt so happy. That was the day I won this award. There is a road in our area called Rajasinghe. People face difficulties when travelling on that road for many years. The locals staged demonstrations, but solutions were not given and things were limited to the demonstrations. Later, because of the footage I captured on my camera, the news spread all over the country. Repair work was completed 2 days after the news was telecast. This is not just an award to me. This is the dream I achieved. I will never forget this. I thank all of you.
මගේ ජීවිතේ මම සතුට වෙච්ච දවසක්, සතුටට අඬපු දවසක්.
I can't remember a day I cried due to happiness in my life. I'm so happy today. The tears that roll down my eyes are happy tears. I went through a lot in life to come to this position today. Every single tear I shed is due to the encouragement all of you have given me and for lifting me up to this position today. If I'm in a good position today, I proudly say that it is because of Newsfirst.
Newsfirst ප්‍රවෘත්තියංශ නිසා කියලා මම බොහොම ගෞරවයෙන් කියනවා.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of News First Weekend. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great week ahead of you. Good night.